When I was 16 years old, my father was killed by a drunk. Not just any drunk, but a drunk farmer who lost his license. He'd lost his license in a DUI, so he couldn't drive his car. But he could still legally drive his tractor, and his manure spreader still attached to the bar, and get drunk. Which he did one day in January of 1973. And my father was coming home from work, and when the farmer was driving home with his tractor on the wrong side of the road with no headlights on at night, my dad didn't have a chance. And he died without. The doctor said that he didn't experience any pain. He didn't even know what happened. And so here I was, a 16-year-old with a mother who was, well, she couldn't even balance her own checkbook at that time. My dad handled all the finances of the family. And I had 3 younger brothers. And I was quite filled with anger and rage. In fact, it was to the point where I would stalk the man. I knew where he lived, and I didn't want to hurt. I didn't want him to die. I wanted him to live and feel the pain, experience the pain. So I would stalk him and calculate ways where I could get back at him. And some friends of mine were saying that they didn't recognize me anymore, that I was changed. I was filled with rage. And shortly after that revelation, which made me actually think and take a look at myself, I found myself in church. And the pastor said, we're all going to say the Lord's Prayer. Some people call it the Our Father. And in the church I grew up in, it was like a race. It was football season, and last one done is a rotten egg was the kind of approach to it. So they would race through it. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, and thy kingdom come, thy will be done. And we got to that part of forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And it was like at that precise moment a burning fire appeared in front of me, a white light, very bright, just kind of blasted out in front of me, and I wasn't aware of anybody else in the congregation. My focus was on the white light that was in front of me. And I heard these words. I heard, did you catch that, Tom? And like a 16-year-old, I think I played stupid and said, what? And he said, if you can't forgive those who have hurt you and your family, I can't forgive you. And my reaction to that was, I can't. And I meant it. I can't. And like a loving father who knows everything, the Lord's reply was, I know. I know you can't. And what he said was, why don't you ask me to help you? I said, okay. Would you help me? And I can't tell you what happened instantly, but it did occur. It might have been a year later where I actually came before him and I said, I'm ready, Lord. And I said, with my heart, I can mean it when I speak this. I forgive Mr. Cooper for what he did to my family. I forgive him. I hold nothing against him. I release it. And Lord, I ask you to not hold anything against him either. We have a loving God, and he wants us to be free. And I tell you, at that moment, when I finally prayed that prayer, it was like weights came off my shoulder. I was different. I felt different. So, don't carry those burdens any longer. If you're having trouble giving up, if you've been hurt and wounded, and you're holding on to those grudges, and you're having trouble releasing them, you're having trouble letting go, just ask the Lord to help you. He's not the old fart who sits up in the sky and says, "There he is, strike him with lightning." No, that's not God. He's loving, and He'll walk us through. The Lord bless you. The Lord bless you.